So if you want specific information about my experiences with psychosis and what I was experiencing myself during those episodes, then you can read my blog at the website is the night my mind ran away.wordpress.com. I'll put it here. And yeah, I go through quite a lot in detail about my experiences, so that's quite interesting. So then my second episode was more serious. But they were very serious, obviously, they were very serious, but I just felt that because I went to hospital, it was more serious and more of an eventful time. So again, the second breakdown was about relationship again. Well, it was about the same relationship, because I'd posted some stuff about that relationship and about that breakdown, first breakdown, and I thought I'd do something quite creative and try and explore emotions through art, if you can really call it that. But yeah, that's what I was trying to do. I thought that would be cathartic for me, but it just ended up with me getting even more upset and even more distressed thinking about it. So yeah, it kind of led me to my second breakdown. But also at the same time, I was also talking to another guy, and he seemed nice, and we got on online, and but it was an internet relationship, so I had no idea who he was, like really in real life, and we'd never met or anything like that. I was just basing what he was like as a person on what he'd said online, but he could have been totally he could have just been not a good guy, or could have been could have been anything. He could have lied to me. I have no idea. So I'm not saying he's a liar, but you don't know. So so I was a bit suspicious of him, and then so I'd done those art pieces about my breakup, my first breakup, and then I'm suspicious of this new guy that I was talking to, and then I'd also gone to this party in a dodgy area of town, and the party was fine, but I didn't feel safe in that area because it was so new. It was such a new area to me. I didn't know anything about this area, and it's kind of known for being a bit dodgy. So I was quite scared, to be honest, just walking around with my friends, with one of my friends. So I was quite scared. And then there was some random drunk guy that came out of the station, and he started throwing up and like stumbling around and throwing up and stuff. And I didn't particularly feel comfortable in this area with these sort of people around. Yeah. So it's a new area for me. I didn't know anything much about it, or except like hearsay, bad hearsay from people saying that it's a dodgy area and lots of crime happens there. So I was like, okay. But I wanted to be there for my friends, so I decided to come to their party. So we had the party, and that was nice, and I said bye to my friend, and bye to her friends. And then I went to find my family that were in this bar, because they were waiting for me to finish at the party. So I went to the bar, and it was a night where people were smoking weed, right? The music was good. There was music and there was a bar. The music was good, but a lot of the people were smoking weed, and I didn't particularly feel comfortable again because weed is not something that I'm particularly not that I'm not comfortable with it, but it's something that I'm not really. I don't really know much about it, and I don't know much about drugs or much about, well, any of that stuff. So I'm not saying it's bad if you do that sort of things. Not bad if you take weed, yeah. But I'm just not comfortable with it personally. But people take it and that's cool. But so yeah, I wasn't particularly comfortable. But I wanted to be there for my family, and my family seemed to be enjoying themselves, so I wanted to be there for my family and enjoy myself as well. So, and then so there were some guys that were there next to us, and they were kind of looking a bit shifty. To be honest with you, I thought they were a bit shifty, and they kept going backwards and forwards between the stage and our table, and just like muttering to themselves and talking to some people. And I just thought maybe they're a bit strange, maybe they're not, maybe they're a bit dodgy. And my drink was open in the air, so I got the feeling that my drink might have been spiked by them because they kept coming back and fiddling on the table and fiddling with watches and stuff. So I thought, I thought that was a possibility. So, unfortunately, my family drank my drink, and then I was like, "Oh no, don't drink that. That's spiked." And then my family was like, "What are you on about?" and just drank it and didn't really think much of it. And then I was like, really a bit worried for them because it could have been spiked. Yeah. So I was worried, and my family was drinking my drink, and so it seemed fine. He seemed fine, or my family seemed fine. But then I was getting worried, and then they were just like, relax, but like relax, and it just seemed like a typical thing to say if you were drugged. Like, I don't know. I just felt it was weird. It was that odd. But anyway, so yeah. So anyway, I got all stressed and panicky, and my family was like, relax, relax. But I was really panicked. So we left the bar, and then we were walking home, and then my family was like asking me weird questions, and I just thought, oh, maybe that's the drink, maybe that's this drug that they put in the drink, with all these questions and asking me about would I like something to eat for dinner, or would I like to get some food when it was already like 11 o'clock. And we were passing KFC, and he was like, would you like to get something to eat? And I was just like, no, I want to go home. But so if you want specific information about my experiences with psychosis and what I was experiencing myself during those episodes, then you can read my blog at the website is the night my mind ran away.wordpress.com. I'll put it here. And yeah, I go through quite a lot in detail about my experiences, so that's quite interesting. But one of the experiences that I want to talk about in detail is the fact that I went to hospital because not a lot of people have had that experience. So, yeah, so that was quite an ordeal for me. The whole the whole process of going to hospital, like going to A&E and then getting in an ambulance and then getting another ambulance to go to the psych ward was an ordeal. And it was all done at night time. It was all at night time, and it was really, really scary for me. To be honest, I was so out of it, and the reason why I was sent to hospital was because I wasn't eating and drinking, because I felt that my food was poisoned, and I felt scared for my safety again. Scared of my family, scared of the doctors. Everyone was just like an enemy to me. And I also wasn't taking my medicine. They were giving me some medicine at A&E, but I wasn't taking it because I thought it was poisoned again, and I thought I was going to die. So I decided not to take it and refuse. So they sent me to the ward. So yeah, that was a hard night. But in terms of the actual hospital and the ward, I didn't feel it was particularly scary. Like, I actually enjoyed, in a weird way, I actually enjoyed my experience because it wasn't scary or anything. Yeah, it actually felt like another home for me. Like, I thought in my head that when I was taken to the hospital, I thought this was like another home. Because I wasn't really sure what was happening, but I thought this was like another home for me. Because I had my own room, and I had lunch and dinner prepared and served, and it actually felt kind of like a vacation. But obviously I wasn't well, and it wasn't a vacation because I was still scared and I was still afraid of everyone. But the patients, I wasn't scared of the patients. I empathised with the patients, and I wouldn't say I made friendships, but I became close with everyone, and everyone became close with me. And it was kind of like a family. We were all kind of a family together. And we all supported each other. And yeah, there was no one that was nasty or no one that was dangerous. It felt safe and nice, to be honest. Yeah, so I respected the patients, they respected me. I didn't really make friends, but we all understood that we were together. And for Harry and Meghan's wedding, the royal family, we all sat together and watched it in the living room or the sitting room, which was nice. It was like a party, and that was really nice. So yeah, so my experience wasn't bad, but I realised that everyone's experience is different. But I was in the female ward, so I felt more safe there, and I don't think it was actually a ward for necessarily mental health people. It was for women escaping abuse and women that were in danger, not just mental health wise, but yeah, it was an experience, but it was a positive experience, and I know everyone's experience is different, so I'm not saying that your experience, if you go there, will be the same as mine, but I felt comfortable and I felt okay, although I was really unwell and I wasn't okay, but I felt okay with the patients and we got on.